It arrived on my birthday, a plain white envelope, no return address. My name written in her handwriting. The same handwriting that used to sign my report cards, grocery lists, apology notes to my father. But she'd been dead for a year. I stared at the looping script, the elegant slant of the Y in happy birthday. Inside, a card, blue ink, faint perfume, her perfume. Happy birthday. I've been waiting for you. The words trailed off mid-sentence, as if her hand had frozen mid-breath. I read it 5 times before my pulse steadied. Then I noticed it, an address scribbled at the bottom. Not hers, not ours. Somewhere 15 miles away, on the outskirts of town. The house shouldn't have existed. She shouldn't have written to me. But I went anyway. The drive was quiet. No music, no noise. Just the rhythm of my heartbeat against the steering wheel. When I reached the house, I froze. It looked familiar. The shape of the porch, the pattern of the curtains, like a place I'd seen in old photographs, before my father's accident. I stepped inside. The air was still, heavy. A faint hum echoed down the hallway, like a fridge running in an empty room. Then I saw it, a framed picture of my father, smiling. Beside him, my mother, alive. Grief does strange things to the mind. That's what I told myself at first, that maybe I was dreaming or had walked into some twisted replica. But the photo was real. The dates at the bottom, recent, taken months after his death. I felt my throat tighten, the world tilt. He wasn't supposed to be alive. She wasn't supposed to be here. I heard footsteps upstairs, slow, deliberate. A woman's hum floated through the air, a familiar melody, her lullaby. My legs moved before I could think. The stairs creaked under my weight, each sound tearing through the silence like a confession. At the top, the hallway stretched into shadows. The last door on the right, half open. I pushed it gently. Inside, a woman sat at a vanity, brushing her hair. Her reflection met mine in the mirror. "Mom?" I whispered. The brush stopped mid-stroke. Her lips parted slightly. She turned, eyes glistening. "Oh," she said softly, "you came." She didn't flinch, didn't explain, just smiled, a smile that didn't belong to the woman I'd buried. I wanted to scream. Instead, I watched, observed. My SEAL training drilled one thing into me: control. Over the next weeks, I returned, quietly. I followed her, watched her leave that same house every morning, always meeting the same man, my father. He looked older, thinner, but alive. They laughed, touched, lived. My parents, the ones whose ashes I had scattered, were living a new life under new names. It wasn't grief anymore. It was betrayal. Not of death, but of me. I started digging. Old bank accounts, transactions, a fake death certificate signed by a doctor who disappeared. Everything pointed to one thing. They'd staged it. Insurance fraud? Maybe. But the deeper I looked, the darker it became. 2 weeks before the accident, my father had transferred every asset, house, savings, land, into a new account, under a name that matched hers. They'd run away together, left me behind. When I finally confronted her, it wasn't dramatic. It was a Sunday morning. She was tending to the garden, sunlight on her hair, like nothing had ever broken. I handed her a file, photos, bank statements, the signed report. Her hands trembled. Her lips twitched into that same motherly smile. "Sweetheart, you don't "I understand perfectly," I said. The words came out flat, surgical. Behind her, the man she'd once called my father stepped out of the house. He froze when he saw me. My mother turned toward him. I watched the truth pass between them in silence, the shared guilt, the mutual collapse of a carefully built lie. No one spoke. Only the wind moved. I didn't scream, I didn't strike. I simply handed them both a single envelope. Inside, a copy of everything I'd found, along with a letter addressed to the authorities. "I've already sent it," I said quietly. "Insurance fraud, false identity, conspiracy." Her eyes widened, his face drained of color. "You won't go to jail," I added. "Not yet. But everything you built, your money, your names, your safety, it's gone." I turned to leave. Behind me, I heard her whisper, "Please don't do this." I didn't answer, because she already had. The house faded in my rearview mirror, swallowed by fog and distance. No tears, no rage, just silence. I used to think forgiveness was strength. Now I know it's just another form of surrender. They'd buried me long before they buried themselves. As the sun dipped below the horizon, I looked at the birthday card one last time. The ink had almost vanished, the paper brittle at the edges. "I've been waiting for you." I smiled faintly. "You shouldn't have," I whispered. Then I tore it in half and kept driving. And for the first time in years, I didn't look back.
Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, share, and comment. Subscribe now to Cheating Stories Insight World for more amazing stories.